The better view they can do a while.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our regularly scheduled board meeting. Today is Wednesday, July the 18th, 2007. Judy, could you lead us in prayer, please? Vicki? I'm sorry.
Good Heavenly Father, we thank you for letting us be here today. Please help lead the right event, people, and circumstances into our lives today so that we can better do your will and work. In your holy name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. So, Longoria, would you lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance?
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seymour, first item?
Item number 2, public audience. We have no one signed up to speak this time.
Okay.
Item number 3, receive court director's report.
Members of the commission, and I'll be very brief. The first thing I'd like to report on is that we received news yesterday that the dredge for the main channel arrived. So that project is scheduled to get underway very shortly. The levee work is being done to prepare for the disposal sites. The contractor should start hopefully within the next week or two and complete by November 4th of this year. The contract just for basics calls for the removal of approximately 910 cubic yards of material, and it's a total contract cost of $3.3 million, of which the district is contributing $358,000. So that is good news. I know that the staff has been working with them and coordinating that project. The other item I have is that I made a comment that one of my goals was to try to get out and meet as many of the tenants here. So I've had the opportunity to visit all the shipbreaking yards. I've had the opportunity to meet with 3 stevedoring companies. Had the opportunity to meet with folks from Amfels and seen the Transmontane facilities, and I've also made a couple of trips to the shrimp basin. So, and to me that's important, just simply to hear what the leases have to say, both what are the pluses and minuses as they see them for the port operations. And it's also important because it kind of helps me to, and I think it will help in the future as we go and begin to look what my next segment is, and that is the master plan. I will tell you that staff is reviewing the initial draft of Phase 1. I know there was quite a few comments, but I think when you look at that, when we're ready to present it for your review, a lot of it is just looking at the condition of our existing infrastructure. And some of the sentiments that are in the master plan certainly have already been echoed to me by some of the tenants that I've visited with. And also, I think, in the staff concerns and some of their issue statements. So I'm excited that we are getting close to begin having some, what I would hope, very engaging dialogue about how we begin to look at some of our issues, especially with present infrastructure and future infrastructure, and begin to really prioritize and begin to look on how we're going to move forward on some of these necessary improvements, and how some of the future improvements impact the growth potential of this port. So that would be, I would expect to have something to you hopefully next month as those comments begin to get reviewed and finalize what would be the hopefully the final draft for presentation. So that really is my report for this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Campirano.
Item 4, consider an action on the following consent agenda items. Approval of minutes of the regular board meeting of June 27, 2007. Approval to authorize payments over $25,000. Item 5, Admiral Ship Agency credit on account due to shoaling on ship channel entrance in the amount of $30,837.17.
I make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Cristiano, seconded by Commissioner Los Santos. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, consider an action on rescheduling regular board meetings of August 1st and August 15th to August 8th and 29th, respectively.
This item was put on simply because we have some conflicts at schedule, not only by members of the commission, but also we've got some staff meetings outside. So in order to try to accommodate everybody's schedule, would request that we look at rescheduling those meetings to August 8th and August 29th respectively.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
One quick, I just wanna, so we would have our meeting, we would have one the 29th, and then a week later, we would have our next meeting on the 5th of September, according to the calendar that I have here?
If we, we could stay on the regular schedule. The other thing too is to look and see if we have any items for presentation, but we'll certainly be well prepared before that to let you know what's going on.
I was going in whether we really needed to have the 29th.
And that's a possibility. I mean, it depends on what we may have
Because
pending.
if it's a special meeting, you know, but I'll let you all decide on that, so I'll go ahead and, for.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, consider an action on reinstating contract number 3492 with Southern Metal Export Company.
At our last meeting, this was terminated for assault. We did indicate that we continue to work with them to see if we could get in current, he is bringing in cash. As far as cash current, we're asking the board to consider reinstating with him.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 7, consider an action on contract number 3493 with Choppa Shrimp Trawlers, Inc., to include taking action to terminate this lease due to default and authorizing the staff to institute eviction proceedings if required.
I received a call this afternoon that they would be bringing the cashier's check to the meeting, and I don't see them here yet.
Mr. Choppa's here.
Is Mr. Chopper here? Oh, okay. As of this moment, we don't have a check for the balance.
But it's a Donna Cashier's check, it's a check. It's Donna Cashier's check, it's a check.
Okay.
You have
got
a check
the
for these?
Mr. Choppa?
Yes, sir, I do,
Okay. So moved.
for the full amount.
The only thing I would say is, we'll deposit the check and everything fine. We would proceed with reinstatement. If there should be a problem with it, then I would
Subject to-
recommend that we proceed with termination.
I would just table it.
Absolutely.
Let's move to table. Motion to table.
Okay, we have a motion on the table by Commissioner Massa to table,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Los Santos. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, consider an action to issue an order authorizing the issuance of Brownsville Navigation District of Cameron County, Texas, unlimited tax refunding bond series 2007, entering into a purchase contract and paying agent registrar agreement and authorizing other matters related thereto.
I have, representative of Mr. Armina, I'm hoping he's here that can make this presentation.
Good evening. Good evening.
How are you, sir? Thank you.
Good evening, thanks for having me. For the record, my name is Luis Edisola Thompson. I'm with Strada Hinojosa, who serve as your financial advisor. What you have here in front of you is the unlimited tax refunding bond, Series 2007. This is a refunding opportunity for the district. If you want to skip to the next page, what you're looking at there is a history of interest rates from 1993, January 1993 to the present. As you can see, we're in a historic low interest rate environment. However, there has been a slight uptick in the last 8 months. But even with that uptick, in the broader spectrum of things, we still are in a low interest rate environment. So that's good news, and that's good news for the district, and that's why this refunding opportunity is available. If you want to skip to the next page. What you're looking at there is a summary of the bonds that are currently outstanding for the district, the unlimited tax Geo, Wharf, and Dock Improvement Bonds, Series 1993. The current interest rates, starting with 5.4 in 2008 and ending with 5.5 in 2017. And then if you move over all the way to the far right column, you have the interest rates that they would be replaced with if you decide to execute this refunding. So the total bonds you'll be taking out is $2,915,000. And if you want to skip to the next page, this is a summary of the savings that the district will be able to take advantage of if you decide to execute this. Again, you have a total savings of $145,000, and then present value savings of $120,965. And this produces 4.15% savings of the entire refunding bonds. We usually recommend savings anywhere between 3 and 5%. As you can see, that this particular refunding falls well within that range, and is a good opportunity for the district. If you want to skip to page 4, again, what you're looking at is a summary of the savings, the total interest cost of the district of 4.191. The lower box at the bottom, again, it summarizes the bonds that the district will be taking out if you decide to do this, the maturities that you'll be taking out, and their call date. And again, these rates are being provided by Zions Bank, and these are as of last week. And they have agreed to hold on to these rates till closing should the district decide to move forward.
What day would that be, sir?
That would be, if you want to skip actually to page 6, or excuse me, page 7, what you have is a timetable of events, and that tells you exactly how things will proceed if you decide to execute this.
Okay.
So September 4th would be the closing date for this transaction, and then October 9th would be the actual day that the outstanding bonds would be taken out by the new bonds. If you want to skip forward in the presentation briefly, to page 5, what you're looking at there is, again, we recommend refunding whenever they fall between the range of 3 and 5%. Again, this is well within that range of 4%. Net present value of your savings is, again, $120,000, 4.15%. And we feel very comfortable recommending this transaction for the district. We think it will be very beneficial for you. I think we'd all agree that anytime you have a chance to save money, it's pretty much a good thing. And that's really the situation in this case.
What would your firm's fee be, sir?
Our fee is based on the contract that we have with the district. I don't have that exact number in front of me right now.
Where would that fee come from? Where would it come from?
The contract that we have on file.
I realize that, but I mean, where are you executing it on? What are you executing it on? Are we paying for that, or?
Doesn't the fee come out of the total savings, so your net savings is what?
Okay, so the savings that you quote here are actually the net savings after paying your fee?
That's correct.
All right, so what is your fee, sir?
Just give me one moment, I'll run my briefcase right here and grab that.
I would go beyond that, and I think it'd be just wise to go ahead and just give us a breakdown of all of the fees, not just your firms, but the bond council, just to see how those fees break out.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that.
The other thing about this is that it doesn't change the term, so you're not extending the term. It remains the present, so it's still looking at, 2017. What you do have in your agenda is that the total cost of issuance, but again, it's not broken down, it's about $56,000. So what is not in here is the schedule of how those fees break down.
Yeah, sorry for the delay, Commissioner. To answer your question, the total cost of issuance is $56,468.73. That can fluctuate by approximately $100 because we're not going to be able to lock in the slugs until this evening if the board decides to approve this. And again, that is based on not only our fee as your financial advisor, but also the fee from your bond counsel, who's Winstead.
What would their fee be?
Their fee is $15,000.
Is that part of the 56, of course?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So therefore, Estrada's fee is approximately $41?
No, there's also additional expenses with this transaction. For example, you have paid agent fees, which are approximately $2,800. Escrow agent fees, which are approximately $1,000. Verification agent, which is approximately $3,000. And then our FA fee is actually $16,287.50 to the penny. And that does not include miscellaneous expenses from FedEx, copying, things of that nature.
Printing.
And all standard fees?
How do you feel about this, Mr. Campagano?
I think that it does represent a net present value savings of approximately $120,000 plus. It doesn't change the terms. I don't think the fees are unreasonable. I would recommend that you approve it. You won't see anything of this, obviously, until we begin to look at the 2008 calculation, but it certainly puts us in position to realize some savings to the ratepayer.
On the subject of finances, what's the status of our audit?
We should have that audit next month.
Okay, 'cause the fiscal year ended March 31.
That's correct.
March 1.
We should have that audit, hope to present it in the August timeframe.
Okay.
Also move. Okay. Yeah, I just understand that if we don't take advantage of this now, it won't be available to us at a later date.
Well, with one caveat, I'd say, is if for some reason the market likes to move in our favor, the savings could increase, but really nobody can say whether the market's going to move back in our favor. And due to the nature of the bonds that we're taking out there, the call date, we've already passed the call date on those bonds. So really the savings is only going to decrease unless we have a dramatic movement in the market, which is really anybody's guess.
But this is a negotiated sale, so, I mean, it is a private placement, and that if anything, we are guaranteed 4.191.
That's accurate. That's
Okay,
exactly
so-
right. And just to your question, Commissioner,
See the
as well,
ceiling.
it's another reason why this particular transaction, I think, is a benefit to the district because this is a private placement and not a transaction we're taking to the open market. We're actually saving a lot of additional fees that we normally be incurring, that the district would normally be incurring.
Right. Well, listen, I'm all for saving the taxpayers' money, because that's what the levy goes to, is to pay interest on bonds. But I would like to see next time when you come here, on page 6, when you break down the financing team, you should add a column there for their fees
Okay.
as well, just in the spirit of full disclosure.
Sure, I'd be
But-
happy to do so.
But I'll second Commissioner Los Santos' motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the table of item number 8 by Commissioner De Los Santos, seconded by Commissioner Zavaleta. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, consider an action on assignments, negotiations, easements, subleases, and contracts in general. Item 1, Brownsville Public Utilities Board, authority to negotiate.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Brownsville PUB is requesting to expand 2 of the electrical substations in the port. One is situated off of here, 511, right next to the city fire station right here in the back. And they need additional property. And we have plenty of property here. The other substation is located here off of Old 48, and what we would need to do is subtract or reduce some of the land from another tenant. That would be the next item. But I'm asking the board to give me authority to negotiate and prepare 2 different agreements with PUB for those 2 separate sales.
And they would be amendments to existing contracts?
No, we do not have at present any documents on those 2.
So it would be a total new contract.
We would need a new contract.
What difference does that make?
No, I just wanted to make sure I
understood.
Just for the commission's information, those are planned improvements that are part of the conversion of the transmission system from 69 kV to 138. And the result of that should be improved service and reliability, not only to the area, but also primarily to the port and the port tenants. So I certainly would recommend that we work with PUB, and it may be worth in the future to actually have them come and do a presentation of what those planned improvements are and what benefits the port and the port tenants will realize from that.
So move. Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2, and I'm probably not going to say this right, the Canteras y Agregados Monterey SAI DCV
Pretty
Authority
good.
to negotiate.
Very good.
You just said Monterey in English instead of Spanish.
That one I know.
Yes, a parcel of San Pedro de Agregados, Monterrey, would have to be, reduced in order to accommodate PUB, on the additional area that is needed. And so, they do have, there is land there that really they don't need, but we made them take the land up to, the boundary, so, I'm sure that they would have no problem with the, reduced area.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 10, adjourn
Thank you,
into
Rosenbaum.
executive session.
Do we have anything?
I don't think so.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.